What's up, beautiful besties? Welcome into Turning Tides Tarot. My name is Alicia. Thank you so very much for being here with me. Y'all are freaking incredible. We're actually going to be starting off this message with a little bit of a channeled scenario, I suppose, because I kept hearing, before I sat down, I kept hearing to myself, oh, that's so embarrassing. That's so embarrassing. And I'm like, Spirit, what the heck are we talking about, right? And the way this energy came through is very embarrassing on someone's behalf here. And I feel like the person on your mind, okay, I feel like they may have strutted out of your life like they were the freaking main character, fully expecting you to, I don't know, crumble or spiral, react, whatever, something. Instead, what I'm picking up on here is basically you blinked once and went back to your life, okay? I feel like you didn't give them a single drop of drama that they were expecting. Now I feel like there's a karmic slap hitting this person, okay? Because I feel like the moment they realized you weren't playing their game, the script absolutely flipped on them. And I feel like, suddenly they're the one checking your socials, replaying conversations, wondering how the hell you slipped out of their grip so easily. Okay, so that's what I'm picking up on. I feel like this person really tried to spark jealousy in you on purpose. And basically, Spirit said, absolutely not. And this is where we are. Okay, so I've got some questions lined up. I'm just going to bring the sound bowl. We'll call in Spirit and we will get right to it. So let's do the thing. Watch your ears. Weird. Okay. I don't know if y'all noticed that the sound just went really quiet. It went real quiet. Could be the sound of their embarrassment that we're picking up, but let's just get into it. Calling on Spirit with so much love and so much gratitude. I ask for divine guidance as I interpret these messages. May they help us all on our journey towards our highest and greatest good. I'm asking for love, joy, peace, abundance, and protection for myself, for you, and for all beings on the planet at this time. Thank you so much, Spirit. All right, what is going on with this person who is on your mind? The one that you're feeling, oh, this has got to be that person. What is going on with them? We have the Knight of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles. Hold on, I want to get a little bit of the Six of Wands. Oh, I'm hearing the Audacity, the Four of Wands. Hold on. The Hangman. All right, let me just peep the bottom of the deck here. Oh, wow. Okay, we have the World. Okay. You know what? I'll just pop this down here for now. And I'm not going to ignore that little Four of Cups sitting there either. Okay, so basically the energy that this is giving is I tried to be unbothered, but it backfired, right? It backfired hardcore for sure for this person who is on your mind. Listen, the Knight of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles together lets us know that, they're out here trying to suddenly act very, very serious about their life. I feel like they're trying to give off this image of, well, no, they're trying to rebuild their image, I have to say, after their little jealousy stunt flopped entirely. Again, they went really quiet, but they're like, I don't know, they're trying to appear like they've got this, okay? They're out here, I feel like they're moving very slow right now, but they're trying to look stable, grounded, stuff like that. They really want people to see them as successful and in control. And to see the Six of Wands and the Four of Wands here is a bit hilarious, only because it confirms what they were after was attention. Okay, they wanted attention. They wanted applause. They wanted some kind of reaction from you as well. And I feel like this whole move they made was basically supposed to make them look like victorious or like they won somehow. Instead, with the hangman, this lets us know that they're stuck replaying that moment where you did not care. Okay. Now, that's a plot twist. Okay. I really feel like they thought they're going to come out on top here. And for now, we see them sitting here kind of questioning the decisions, every decision that they made. Like, I feel like this person was really trying to play a game with you. And again, you just did not play. You did not play. Under the deck, we have the World and the Four of Cups. So I feel like they know the cycle is done between the two of you. And I feel like obviously they know now that they can't pull that kind of trick on you, or at least that kind of stuff isn't working with you anymore. Again, trying to make you jealous or trying to do something to get your attention, right? And it wasn't like, I don't know why they were trying to get your attention in a negative way. Like, causing jealousy is not something super healthy that healthy people do in relationships. That's not the way. And I feel like you close out a whole vibe with them. Like, the moment you basically clocked what they were doing and you did not react. And I feel like you saw it from a mile away. And I feel like with the Four of Cups here, it's like now they're bored with their own game. You know, it's literally them staring at their choices or their phone, like, whoa, that did not land the way I wanted it to, or I thought it would. So right now their energy is still proud on the surface, okay? But underneath, I feel like they're being humbled right now. I do feel like they're seeing you leveling up somehow in some area of your life, while their little attention grab basically went nowhere. Okay, it basically went nowhere. Now, I need to know what's really going on beneath the surface with this person. I feel like they definitely want you to know this. Again, they're trying to project this image of like, I've got it all under control. This is what I wanted, but I don't feel like that's the case. I feel like their plan backfired and blew up in their face. We have the Two of Swords, the Page of Swords. Okay, the Nine of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, the Hermit. There's that quiet energy. And I want to know the Three of Cups and Temperance. Wow. Three of Cups and Temperance. All right, so underneath the surface, why I'm giving a little bit of a giggle here, it's because under the surface, this person is a whole entire mess, okay? And it's just confirming a couple of things that we've already stated here. Like, the Two of Swords definitely lets us know that they're completely stuck. I feel like they don't know what move to make next, right? And they're low-key panicking about it, okay? And then with the Page of Swords, I feel like they're watching you a lot more than they want to admit. Okay, they're checking in, they're curious. I feel like they're trying to figure out how you're doing life, like how you're doing life so smoothly without them. Like, unbothered. You're the one that's unbothered here, right? Nine of Pentacles. It's really kind of rubbing the salt in their ego right now, okay? So I feel like they're seeing you in your independent era, looking good, doing good. You're not chasing anything, okay, except for maybe the bag, because Nine of Pentacles always talks about financial stability or, you know, getting there, okay, or being the goal, being very focused on it. Yeah, so, I mean, you're really showing up, like I said, unbothered, and they don't know how to handle it. Okay, they don't know how to handle it at all. Meanwhile, the Four of Pentacles shows us that they are over here holding on to every little thing. I feel like they're replaying like the last conversation here, that last interaction, even the last moment the two of you were together, you know, they're not letting go of any of it. Okay, they aren't. And especially with the Hermit too, because this is like that quiet energy, right? Well, which we kind of picked up even with the sound bowl and made that glitch. It's like the Hermit, you know, it lets us know that they've pulled all the way back. Okay. And I feel like they're really going inward right now, and they're looking at like the darker parts of themselves, wondering why they played such a ridiculous game with someone who clearly doesn't need them the way they thought, right? So this is like big ego check energy that I'm picking up on. It is feeling hella embarrassing. And especially with the Three of Cups and Temperance under the deck, I feel like this tells us that while you're out here celebrating wins, okay, big or small, right? They're really wishing, you know, they could be part of your good news, okay? And it could be just getting ready for the holidays, gatherings, Christmas parties, things like that, right? There's a lot of Three of Cups celebrations reunions with family, friends, loved ones, whatever. They want to be a part of it. Okay, they want to be a part of your good times out here. And honestly, underneath it all, I feel like they want to reconcile with temperance. Like, this is this, kind of desire, not kind of, it is a desire to make things right. Okay, it's reconciliation. So I really feel like if they could drop their pride, they would come forward and apologize like today. Okay, this is what's going on underneath the surface with them. Okay, so this is going to lead me into, my next question. Like, how are they viewing you and this connection at this point? How are they viewing you and this connection at this late hour? I want to say at this late hour with their late age, or I don't know why I heard that, their great age in this late hour. We have the Queen of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, the Tower. We have the Lovers. I'm not surprised. We have the Hierophant. Under the deck, the Devil and the Ten of Swords. Oh, shoot. Okay, and a little sneak peek of the High Priestess as well. Wow, okay. Okay, so this is where the regret is kicking in super hard here, okay? The Queen of Wands is showing up first, and of course, I feel like this is how they see you right now. The Queen of Wands is awesome. They're glowing, and this is you, okay? So you're glowing, you're magnetic, completely in your power, okay? You're not chasing, you're not bending, you're not playing games. And I feel like the gag, right? I feel like this is gagging them, right? Is that your whole, like all of your independence, I feel like it's turning them on. Like, let's be so for real. I feel like it's turning them on, but it's also freaking them out at the same time, okay? Because I feel like they thought you would always be available or accessible to them, and now they're realizing that you don't need them at all. Okay, you don't need them at all. With the Three of Pentacles, it's like they see you as someone who builds, right? Somebody who works well with others. You bring value to the table. They know your relationship material, and they know you're someone they could have grown with. Okay, and so I see them like looking back at the connection thinking like, wow, I really fumbled the one person who actually wanted to build something real with me. So, I mean, that's when we see the Tower. And I feel like, of course, you broke their entire illusion. Okay. I feel like the moment you didn't react to their little jealousy stunt, like this whole structure, like this whole idea they built in their head about what you were going to do, what you were all about. I just heard you, but you must not know about me. Okay. You must not know about me. Okay. Everything came crashing down, what they thought, right? They must not know about you. Like, they really thought they had you figured out. And they thought basically they could predict how you were going to respond. Okay. Now, basically they're out here stunned because your silence basically said everything. And the Tower here is basically their ego getting rocked. Okay, it's what it is. Their whole imagination storyline in their brains is imploding, right? It's basically them realizing that you're not waiting around for them to grow up or to mature, whatever. And the Lovers and the Hierophant, okay, together are absolutely wild. So this is like they're seeing this connection basically as something meaningful now. Okay. Something definitely divinely aligned, right? Okay. And something they should have taken seriously. Like if we're so for real about it, right? Because the Lovers is choice energy always. And, I feel like they're looking at the connection as if like, they're looking at it as like, this is the one that they should have chosen correctly from the start, and the Hierophant lets us know that they see, like they're seeing the long-term potential, okay? Commitment, stability, life partnership, all the things they didn't appreciate when they basically had a chance to go that way with you, So under the deck with the Devil, Ten of Swords, this is where it gets messy. This is where it gets even messy because I feel like this is them obsessing over you right now. The Devil is basically this pull, right? And they can't shake it. They are fixated on you. They're hooked. They're tempted, right? And again, a lot of this replaying everything over and over and over again because they know they messed up, right? It's like every time they try to replay it, it's not fixing anything, right? And with the Ten of Swords, that just lets us know how deeply it's hitting them, right? So they feel the ending. They feel the loss, right? And basically they feel like they betrayed not only you, but themselves by letting things get to this point, right? So it's really, it is embarrassing because they basically hurt themselves trying to hurt you. But why would they be trying to hurt you? Again, it's a loop. It's a loop that's going on. And they're exploring all of that in the darkest corners of their little ego going on right now with the Hierophant. Okay. But I mean, the Hermit, but that's a good thing. Okay. I have to say the Hermit is a good thing here because this is the space where spirit usually speaks to us. Okay. That's the lowest of the low energy. Okay. So, but it's not the lowest of the low, but it's where we gain wisdom in the dark. Okay. Like when we have to go, into our cave and lick our wounds and say, oh my God, what have I done? Okay. So we do learn lessons there. Spirit does work with us. There's awakenings, there's wisdom. A lot is grown out of that Hermit energy. So I'd like to see that for this person. But I mean, at the end of the day, they're still seeing you as the one that got away, right? And it's because of their own behavior. So they see you as, basically the person they wanted something real with. Well, now they see that. And now they're stuck with, basically the knowledge that you're out here living your best life or thriving without them, okay? And even if you're not, if you're over here and you're like, Alicia, I am not feeling great about this, they see that. This is their perspective, right? This is about how they're seeing you, right? So they're also out here basically realizing how much you brought to the table, how mature you are, okay, how magnetic your energy is, and how badly they misjudge this whole entire situation. I do feel like they are used to maybe messing around with people who aren't as dialed in as you are, or I don't know, I'm hearing maybe younger than you or more naive, or they're used to not being questioned, or they're used to people just playing along with maybe they're super charming. Maybe they got pretty privilege or something like that. You're like, I don't care about that stuff. Not that you don't care, but you see through, right? You see through. And so they don't get away with stuff with you, right? So basically right now they're sitting in this uncomfortable mix of desire, regret, a fear, basically. I keep saying basically, wow, I should get a counter out, but I'll try to stop. That they're, I almost said it again. Okay. They're scared. Okay. They're scared. They might have ruined their shot for good. Okay. Now, everyone's going to have a different reaction to that. I don't know if that's true for you or not, but this is what they're scared of. And the worst part, I'll say it again. Okay. For them is knowing all of it was avoidable. Basically. Sorry, I gotta stop saying that for real. Okay. Yeah, you are different. You show up differently with the High Priestess energy. So I want to know what shift is happening in their life, on their journey, because of you. And I feel like this is really, you've affected this person a lot more than you think. Okay. Again, I know they're highly embarrassed about the whole thing. They are very embarrassed about the whole thing. And this is just actually, I've been picking up on a lot of collective embarrassment right now. And I know there's some more stories. So if you haven't subscribed or you're not part of the tribe, and you want more of these kind of readings, please let me know. Subscribe, drop a comment, do the thing. Because I feel like there's a lot more that I've got locked and loaded in here that I could pick up on. But anyway, we have the Ten of Cups. We have the Ten of Cups. This is the shift. Okay, what shift is happening because of you? We have the Two of Wands, the Queen of Cups. What shift is happening because of you? The Nine of Wands, Six of Swords. All right. What's at the bottom of the deck? Queen of Pentacles, Three of Swords. Wow. Okay. Sure. All right. So what I see here is a growth arc, basically. It's hitting them right in the chest. Because the Ten of Cups lets us know that you really awaken something in them that goes way deeper than they ever admitted, okay, to themselves or to anyone. And I feel like they're realizing like they actually wanted emotional fulfillment with you. That's what they're realizing now, right? So it's not just attraction here, and it's not just their ego, which it normally is, okay? You know, the attention, they like that, right? But this here with the Ten of Cups is the kind of happiness that feels safe, you know, and it feels like something they could settle in for the long term, right? So that scares them because they didn't expect to feel that with you or anyone, okay? To be so for real, not with you, not with anyone. So, their energy does kind of give off like, I'm going to be single forever. Like I'm here for a good time, not a long time kind of a person that, you know, normally. But here we have the Two of Wands, and this is letting us know that they're basically, I said it again, they're standing at a crossroads because of you. Okay. So I feel like they're suddenly thinking about their future in a way they haven't done before, right? You've shifted their entire perspective. And I feel like they're asking themselves what they're doing with their life. You know, who do I really want to be? What kind of relationship, you know, do I actually want to build? Do I want a relationship? Like, you know, I feel like what's happening is they're realizing they didn't show up as the version of themselves that could ever keep someone like you. Okay? And that's hitting them different, I feel, because then we have the Queen of Cups, and I feel like this is how they're finally seeing, you know, the depth of your big, beautiful heart. Okay. You had real feelings. You were genuine. Like you weren't playing games. You were nurturing, and they really took you and your softness for granted. Okay. So again, a lot of this replaying energy coming up here and realizing that you were this like beautiful, emotional, safe place. Okay. And they didn't know how to be there with you. They didn't know how to receive that kind of love, that kind of energy. And with the Nine of Wands next to that, that lets us know they're tired of fighting themselves. Okay. I do feel like they're worn down by their own pride, their own fear, all the walls that they really struggle to keep up. Okay. So you push them to this point of exhaustion where they can't pretend anymore. They can't sit here acting unbothered. Like they can't keep running from the fact that they messed up with someone who actually cared about them. Okay. Now we have the Six of Swords. And that is talking about a real shift that's happening in their mindset. I feel like they're trying to move away from old patterns because the Six of Swords really speaks to moving forward, learning lessons, integrate them, you know, never looking back, moving on, right? But in a good way where they're moving to a more peaceful state of mind, okay? I do feel like they're finally seeing the baggage they brought into this connection, and they're realizing they can't stay in that energy, especially if they ever want a real shot at happiness, okay? So you triggered this desire to grow and to do better, right? You showed them what emotional maturity actually looks like. And that's what I'm seeing here. So under the deck, the Queen of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, a little bit of a kicker, not going to lie. I feel like they see you as someone who's obviously stable, grounded, loyal, you know, completely out of their league when it comes to emotional maturity. And they know they hurt you. Okay. They know heartbreak. They didn't have to do it. It wasn't necessary, right? They know the drama didn't need to happen. And that's the real lesson here, okay? I feel like they are learning from this pain that they caused. And you really have become this turning point in their own story, you know, whether they admit it out loud or not. This whole entire experience with you, it has been and is showing them who they are and who they could have been with you, right? And honestly, embarrassment is a really good teacher, okay? It's a great teacher. So they're moving through that energy right now, okay? And this is basically what Spirit wanted you to know right now about this person who's on your mind, okay? If you know for sure that this is your person, you want to see what happens next, you want a little bit more tea, I am going to extend it out. We'll look at their next move, you know, what they're hiding, what they wish they could say, where this connection could go if, I have to say if, they finally step up. Okay. So I just want to say thank you so much for your energy exchange. If you do go ahead, it does mean the world to me. It helps me bring these free readings to YouTube for sure. But friends, every like, comment, share, subscribe, helps keep this channel going. Absolutely. And if you're not joining in the extended, that is so amazing. That's fine. You can still support the collective in so many ways just by interacting with the video and saying hi to me. How's your day? What are you doing right now? I love reading and connecting with y'all in the comments. So I try to heart everyone. I try. I can't always keep up, but I do try. But anyway, I love you the most, and I'll either see you in the extended or in the next reading. Again, I do feel like we will be pulling on more of this embarrassment that is just brewing in the collective right now. So that's that. And a side note, I feel like, I don't know if it's going to be today, tomorrow, the next day, but I am going to start the Divine Feminist channel back up and running again, for those of you who've been wondering. And I will be putting the more spiritual type of growth messages over on that channel again. The reason why I just amalgamated everything for a short while, it was because, long story, but, anyways, I'm gonna bring it back. Okay. Sending you lots of love. And I'll see you in the next reading or in the extended. Take care and have a blessed day. Okay, loves, welcome to the extended. We're just gonna hop right into this. I want to know, what is their next move towards you? Okay, what is this person's next move towards our beautiful collective? Again, thank you for your energy exchange. Let's get into it. So what is their next move towards you? What is their next move towards you? Oh, okay. Ooh, Justice in reverse. Okay. Judgment. Okay. Let's see. Six of Swords again. Okay. Six of Wands this time. What's at the bottom of the deck? The World. Okay. You know what? That's interesting. I'm going to take one more on Justice reversed because I need a little bit more clarity here. What's that about? Page of Pentacles. Oh, they're going to tell you. Okay, yeah, the Tower. Okay, yeah, they're going to tell you about their karma, I feel like. A little bit of their karma. They've been under judgment for sure, but let's get into it.